Welcome everybody to the Watchlist, where we go over all the shows that get released on streaming, giving you our best recommendations right here on the Latin Nerds Network. And of course, at the end of the show, we'll set you up with what's coming out so you can create your very own watch list. It's Christmas next week, so we won't do a show. So we're gonna give you 2 weeks worth of releases to kind of keep you busy during the holidays. People got time off, all that good stuff. Get annoyed at the family, want a little me time. I get it. Lots to dive into, so we'll probably come back in New Year's and review some of the shows that got released over the last 2 weeks. Let me introduce, of course, my co-host, Senor Jaime, aka Chewy, who is basking in fantasy glory, at least for the moment. You know, anyone can get a big league talking to you, and then
At least
lose it in
in
the
one
end. I'm
league,
just
dude.
saying,
At
hope
least
he doesn't
in
Matt
one league.
Ryan this. You
And
know,
the,
he
and the, and the league that
sustains.
matters, and the league that matters, I'm taking care of business. Unlike some family members
I
here
am
that I
winning the
won't mention.
consolation game for whatever that's worth. Uh,
Here's your bouquet of flowers, dude. Good luck.
That being said,
Once
it is
again.
it is World Cup final, so we'll be prepping for that soon. Go to Argentina, of course, France. That's be coming up soon, and excited about that. But let's start with some bad news. You know, get the somber out of the way before you get to the good stuff. Not that it
In
was a great
memoriam.
week to begin with, but that being said, in memoriam, very sad news that the passing very sad passing, a show that we liked. That is, of course, Minx on HBO
Oh,
Max.
I thought you were going to another show. Sorry.
Well,
We'll get to that in a second, but yes,
look, the
Minx.
Nevers. Well, since we're on HBO Max, the Nevers was another show that got
No,
axed.
I wasn't
You
even
know.
talking about Nevers either, but okay, you want a fan of the Nevers. But Minx,
Oh,
we were big fans of.
we like Minx
We
a
It
lot.
had
Yeah.
been renewed for season two, announced it after the first season, and then yes, just over the last week, and it was
Well,
given the HBO axe.
yeah. Well, they actually finished. It was just funny. They were told after they finished production on season two.
Yeah,
Go
which
figure.
which
So that
which is just the well, no, it's not go figure because they did that Factor movie, so that movie's in
well,
the
no, yeah,
can.
listen, yeah. The rationale that
They don't care. They don't care.
yeah, they didn't release it. I guess it wasn't watchable enough. I don't know, but they filmed it. Well, just put it out there. But whatever. But Westworld are taking that off, and the Nevers, of course, which probably was never
Well, there's still that part two of the Nevers that is going to drop. It's just going to drop on whatever streaming service they end up putting it on.
well,
But
I get,
now,
but
now, will there be a season two? That who knows. But the second part of season one is going to be released at some point.
they did cancel the Nevers though. They did officially cancel
Well,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. So, but again, but they also said they're gonna pull these shows off the service, including
Yeah,
something
they
like
pulled
Westworld, which is already
Westworld.
canceled. Yeah, they don't want to pay the
Yeah, a lot of
residuals.
shows.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
residuals they have to pay. I get it, saves money. So yeah, it's unfortunately we like Minx. Man, it was a good show, so that's unfortunate. So
and then
it is
the
what it is.
guy is shopping it around, but
Right. I mean, they all
yeah.
could land somewhere else. At least them two. But what's the other one? I didn't get one of the other
Oh,
show you kind of alluded
Warrior
to.
Nun was canceled
Well,
as
which one? Which
well.
one? Which one?
Warrior Nun was canceled on
The
Netflix.
Warrior? No, I did not
Yeah,
hear that. Oh, that's
yeah,
another
the
sad
Warrior
passing in
Nun.
my party
Yes.
when I ignore those fans of Warrior Nun, of
Come
which
on,
I
dude. You
was.
like season two? You were a
I
little you watched.
season two was okay, but this not it's
Whatever.
whatever, right? I
No,
canceled it. Like,
if you're gonna mention the Nevers, you better damn well mention
well, I
Warrior
did.
Nun.
I just thought when you said it that you would allude to the Nevers, so I
No,
brought it up.
I
You know.
wasn't alluding that
I only
at
had,
all.
to be fair, you can't see it, but I only had Minx pictured in the memoriam. So I just,
Well, Mix was the one worthy
right, that was the
of
one I
a
wanted to
word.
discuss. I would have brought up Warrior Nun if I had known, but yeah, again,
Wait.
not
I
surprised.
memoriam. We almost forgot, dude. Blockbuster. Saludos.
Blockbuster got canceled. God, I didn't get
Got
one of any of
canceled.
these. Blockbuster too.
Blockbuster.
Wow,
Now
a
that
lot.
that one was fully expected.
Well,
That
that
was
was
not a
a
good
Christmas wish
show.
come true because that show should never
Yes.
gotten season one. Yeah, shocker.
So
That got
much
acted.
potential, and they just completely ruined it,
Yeah,
man. It was
Blockbuster. If you
just.
guys, even plan on seeing it, it's really bad, and it's just
Mhm.
it echoes what we're saying, right? When Netflix canceled it, it's not a good show. So
There you
yeah,
go.
so at least one of them in there was Minx was the one I was kind of like sad about, but
Mhm.
the rest, peace out. Plenty to watch. So let's get into some of these shows that to get into. And listen, and as always, do my obligatory Gangs of London shout out. Another good episode. Not as good as the
Man,
last two, but still a very good episode.
Sean Wallace. What the
Yeah,
heck,
the
dude?
the betrayal
Wow.
set
I mean,
forth on this show was surprising, interesting. I like the take on it, to be honest with you, despite the fact that I was kind of rooting for a certain character
yeah.
who kicked a lot of ass, mind you. But that means, yeah,
She
Gangs
should,
of London, yeah.
but she didn't finish the job, dude. She could have killed
Well,
that guy.
technically,
She
she
should have
did,
killed that guy.
but circumstances didn't allow her to continue.
How do you knife? Well, I guess it was glass someone in the neck, not hit any of the major arteries, and he still whatever.
It's Gangs of London, dude.
That's
That's
what
all
you
I can
get.
say, dude.
When you don't go full measures, this is the result, dude.
That's a fair point, and it teaches full measures, guys.
Mhm.
But yeah, so that's a show. Keep on watching. There's other good shows out there. Especially the holiday season, people have time off. The slow horses. We'll talk about probably in a couple weeks when that ends. Really good show on Apple Plus. Tulsa King's really good as well. So there's a lot of stuff going on that is still ongoing. But let's start with the films. We just start with the movies. One was released. I was kind of excited for, and that was The Big Four on Netflix. The Night Comes for us, same director, disciple of Gareth Evans, who we just talked about Gangs of London. That was his show the first season, giving us the rating and all that phenomenal action. So yeah, and I read some of the reviews leading up to it the day before. I'm like, let me see things popped up. Oh, it's so good and this and that. So I even got more excited.
Yeah, I know this. I know where this is going.
Which is a shame because man, the fall from grace. This is like yesterday that all the reviews. I'm up 33-0, and all of a sudden the Vikings come back on your ass. So I saw this movie, and this movie's
That was
terrible.
a hell of a comeback, by the way. I was
Yeah, it
like,
did terrible. Yeah. Shout
I,
out to
I
Kirk.
was, I was trying to tell you, sorry, I was texting my sister, and she called me to thank me for Christmas presents she got, and I then I kind of made a joke to her. I think it was like 33-0, and I was like saying, "Yeah, the Vikings playing today," and she was like, "No, we're leaving. We turned it off. We're going to Denver for the weekend." I'm like, "Oh, well, good luck." And then they score and I'm like, "Oh shit, here comes the comeback!" And they score.
I mean, it was pretty amazing for football fans. Y'all know what I'm talking. It's
Yeah,
pretty amazing. But that being said, neither here nor there. So yeah, so
sorry.
so this film, right? So this is the premise was first of all, I'll say, man, that movie is terrible, right? Yeah, this I guess these four assassins is not the right word, but one. I guess they're a group of assassins, but put for lack of a better phrase, they're teaming up and going after those who deserve it, right? And they have a handler who gets murdered, whose daughter happens to be from the police, who thinks one of the big four killed them when they didn't. They meet up and try to figure out who did it, whatever. It's an action comedy. This movie's awful. I was so it's terrible. Uh, it's not funny. It's ridiculous. The action could have been cool. It's okay, not as good as I've seen 100 movies better than this. I like the gore. Don't get me wrong. That was cool, but it's not enough to carry. This was a disaster and a huge disappointment. Chewy.
I gave this movie 2 minutes and I was out. That's all I needed to see.
I should have,
Oh,
but I was watching it with the young one, and she likes to see shitty movies sometimes. Not trying to get into see that cool action stuff. So I figured maybe the action's if the action would have been great, I would have forgiven most of the stuff here. But it's not, So it's like, okay, then what? Why? What's the point? Why there's no redeeming qualities here? It's terrible. Don't bother. It's just a shame. The night comes for us. That's one you should watch. That's a really good one back on Netflix. Kindred. Let's start with the shows. Kindred, dropping on FX, Hulu, whatever, tomato, based off I guess a popular book or whatever. I don't know. But premise is a young girl who is a writer, aspiring writer, living by herself, just moved out to LA or whatever, California, whatever. And she finds herself being transported through time back into the early 1800s.
hmm
I guess some ties in with ancestors around where she ends up being transported to. And of course, it's 1800s. Slavery is upon, so obviously that's going on. So, and she's trying to figure out what am I doing here? And kind of goes back and forth between the current time and there. And other people I guess someone she meets gets involved in as well. She's able to bring him back through time. They're trying to figure out why, how do we stop this from happening? Great premise. I like the premise. True, your thoughts? I think it's 8 episodes they dropped. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think I've seen four so far. So I'm about halfway through. I think the filler. It's not amazing, but it's very interesting, and I'm enjoying it. It's obviously I wasn't familiar with the source material, but and they don't really get into explaining how she's able to do this, but whatever. You just have to accept it at face value, and but I think it's worth a watch.
Um, yeah, it's fine. It's good fit. I actually ended up finishing it yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
It was a light week and it's come out early. It was okay. I love the premise and the idea is good. There's some good ideas in there. I
Mm-hmm.
just don't think they kind of go hard enough until about what she's really experiencing in that time, given she's a young black woman in the
Hmm.
times of slavery. They don't really hone in on that kind of keep a little too light than they should, right? And as far I would like to see her experience the horrors that she's experiencing and mirroring it what's going on in her own neighborhood, right? Which is kind of reference, but they don't really go hard into it. If you're gonna go all in, right?
Hmm.
This is a half measure show in terms of that. The time travel stuff is interesting. They do kind of explain to you later on, kind of.
Okay. Yeah.
A bit cliffhanger at the end, of course, whatever for season two. It did enough for me to watch it, but it's a straight filler, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not great, but it's not a bad show if you're looking for something to watch. You could do worse than this, so
And
I get.
I can see why they dropped all the episodes. I think someone looked at it and said, okay, it's not worth a weekly, because most of the shows are weekly drops,
Right,
and this
yeah.
one
If this
they
would have been a
all like,
weekly show, I don't. Well, I may have watched it. I don't know. Being out, I could kind of continue on, see if it gets any better. And I got
mhm.
to the point of no return. I was like, let me finish watching. Again, not terrible show. It's a decent show. It's just
Yeah.
nothing. With time travel, we're big fans of that. And it's not great, right, in terms of that. Um, Disney Plus.
Here we
So
go.
National Treasure. So this was, I guess it's not a reboot or whatever you want to call it, or continuation of the
Continuation.
National Treasure series, starring the great, true treasure of those movies, Nicolas Cage. And this is a Disney Plus version. So if you're thinking Disney Plus, when they guess exactly what you're gonna get, and that's not a good thing. They do tie it in because Harvey Keitel's in this, and reprising his
Yes,
role as the
correct.
one that chased down Nicolas Cage or
Hmm.
whatever. So that's the kind of the tie-in, but whatever.
Yeah, he was a Freemason.
Yeah, yeah,
From
exactly. And the main character's a girl now, young Latina girl. So all for that, don't get me wrong, whose father was a treasure hunter or something along those lines, whatever. This and yeah. Um, I'll put it this way. I was off the show when they mentioned Latinx, which I think is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. And there's a speech about gender equality, a bunch of nonsense that Disney does. I hated that, and that was the best parts of the show. That was the best part of the show. The stuff I hated was where this show is not good. It's not good. It's dull. It's Disneyfied to the nth degree. It'd be nice to have some National Treasure stuff in a show called National Treasure. I'll leave it at that. Chewy.
it's not the movies, and I'm a big fan of the Nick Cage movies. I enjoy them. They watch them on TNT all the time now. So, um, two episodes dropped, but I mean, I don't know. There's something missing, like something you want to care about, the character or the treasure or something, right? And the Harvey Keitel, spoilers, is only around for one episode, so
Well, I
he
figured
did
that was the case.
he did his obligatory duty, and literally he died.
Yeah. There is Catherine Zeta-Jones, who's she's always
Well,
good,
yeah,
right? She's the
she's
main
a
villain or
villain.
whatever,
Yes,
and
yes.
she knows what movie she's in. Or she refused to be the movie that Disney show Disney tries to make here. It's Disney. I don't know what to tell you. It's watered down white nonsense. It's just not good. There's no edge to it at all. There's no reason to keep watching. I have tapped out of this one. Yeah, I rather watch Willow, and the Willow's not exactly the great either, but it's fine. But yeah, I mean, if you got a family, I guess why not? Whatever, right? I guess you could do worse. Litveninko. Interesting story here, true story. This is on AMC Plus, which we're fans of.
Mhm.
Dropping, I think, 4 episodes only. It's only four
It's
episodes,
only a
a
four
limited
episodes.
series.
Yes, yes.
A story based a true story back in mid 2000s. Litvinenko was a ex,
2006.
yeah, 2006. Okay, Russian spy, KGB, whatever.
Ex Wrestling Spy.
Of course, ex. And I guess he's living his freedom, got his British citizenship, and he gets poisoned. At least that's what he tells everybody. He ends up in a hospital. No one really believes him, whatever the case is. Nobody wants to investigate it because he's not quite dead for it to be counted as a murder investigation per se. But there are a couple officers who check it out and follow up anyway. And through his interview before he died, he does die in the first episode. There's a true story. It's not a spoiler. I do learn that he has a lot of secrets, knows a lot of people in, obviously mentions Putin, who he accuses of poisoning him because of stuff that he knows and he was trying to reveal. So then surrounds the mystery and trying to figure out. In Britain, this was elevated to like a national
Mhm.
alert because I guess the poison that was used was incredibly dangerous and
Yeah, it's a
developed in Russia.
radioactive. Yeah, radioactive poisoning.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
So yeah, Chu, what you think about this one?
so I've watched two of the four, and it's pretty. Uh, Well, let me be clear. This is not AMC Plus production. This is a Sundance original,
Right, the
which is
right.
one of their AMC Plus shows. Right, you get Shudder and Sundance, and obviously a couple other shows that did. But it's okay, right? I mean, it's I watch it because obviously interesting subject matter and the investigation, but it's very paint by numbers storytelling, right? It's a recreation, some dramatization, and they even put a disclaimer in the
Yeah.
very beginning. This is all factual. It's based on interviews and research and whatnot. But so when I saw that, I was like, okay, this is going to be very dry, very A B C D. No, nothing to uncover here, and it's a retelling of these events through 4%.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm not recommending it. I'll probably finish watching it because 24
It's only four.
episodes.
It's only 4%.
Right, but
So
if you
why
haven't
not?
started, there's other stuff to watch, right? Which we
Yeah.
mentioned earlier that you should be watching. This is not one. Yeah, paint by numbers.
Hmm.
There's no real central character, and that's in three. So we're kind of following different people, but it's nice to have a show with a central character you're following, right? The wife would have
Yeah,
been a great example of
but
that, but
this is just telling the story. This is not
no, right,
it's
right. But I'm saying
nothing
if you do
else.
this, you can still tell a story through the eyes of a particular character you want to follow, whatever, like, whether it be the cop or the wife or whatever, right? It would have been more interesting, just kind of, well, just kind of watching it unfold and not really
Hmm.
following the acts, not exactly the characters. It's okay, but yeah, not a recommend. It's not a bad show, but I honestly, there's too much to watch. That's gone by that you can guys check out. This just is not one of them. Which is, we love AMC Plus, we do. But again, you're right. It's not an AMC Plus show,
Yes.
so I won't hold it against it.
So
They just,
I want
yeah,
to make sure I differentiate that because when you
right,
say
right.
AMC Plus, we have a certain expectation. Like the Doctor one. What was that? I can't remember what that was called.
Oh man, I
Uh,
forgot. I
yeah,
know what you're talking about. I forgot the
that one
yeah
was
that dirty
great,
black
right? That was that.
bag or
Oh yes,
amongst
those are
others.
truly original. Obviously Gangs of London. But this is not. Yeah, this is not it.
Yeah, this is not one I recommend. Yeah, it's a good story, but you just read it.
Mm.
You go to website, you
You
can
can
check
go
out
to
what happened.
Wikipedia and read it and probably get the
Yeah,
same thing out
exactly.
of
It's an interesting story and all, but yeah, they didn't make for
it.
good TV. The last one, Netflix here, they recruit a new show. I forgot the main character, but we see him in Black Adam.
I
It's
thought
just,
so. He
yeah,
was
he
jacked.
plays
He was jacked on Black Adam. He's like,
yeah, he
"Good
was big.
skincare."
I think he filmed that before. I don't know, but he probably go after this anyway.
Uh,
But yeah, so he's the main central character. He's new to the CIA. He's a lawyer,
mhm.
in the legal team, and he's
I
doing some
mean, new. He's been like a couple of
a
weeks.
couple weeks, right, at best, right? And he's very young. He's 24, 25 on the show. And there's a wet behind the ears, and he's given this kind of keep him busy project where he's going over letters of people saying they have information and need protection. He's got to sift through them to see which are legit. He runs into a letter from apparently now a former agent of the
Hmm.
CIA. I worked with them, and she is threatening to spill the secrets unless she's released or whatever the case is. So he gets involved in that, and of course things are always big on what they are, and he's way over his head, and that's the ground running. Doug Lyman, I didn't know I was directing these. Who's a good filmmaker. This one was your typical Netflix thriller show that they kind of dole out every so often, right? I didn't love it. It's entertaining, right? Unlike something like Litveninko was. This was an entertaining show. It's just very surface level. It's just a fast food, disposable kind of show. Nothing deep, but it is fun. I like. I can't forget his name. The main character is good. It's good enough. It's, again, this is for the week is my highest recommendation for the week. That doesn't say a whole lot given what I've been spewing the last 10 minutes, but it's an entertaining show. I'm recommending it because again, it's good, entertaining. But at the end
Yes.
of the day, it's still filler. True, your thoughts?
No, highly entertaining show. It's someone that has his funny moments
Yeah.
and stuff.
No, yeah, it
Uh,
does. Yeah.
because
He's really good. I like
he's
him.
trying to muck through how to be a CIA operative, right? He's a lawyer. But he has his moments. He has his speeches. First episode was against senator where he's told, "Okay, make sure he doesn't read this, right?"
Yeah.
So he kind of makes it up on the fly and gets away with it. Having to go to Yemen.
That's right. I kept thinking French every time I hear
On
Yemen.
commercial, yeah, he goes to Yemen on commercial. He's a fine coach. So, it's like it's very entertaining. I'm enjoying it. Like I said, it's one of these where you can just pop in and watch and have a good time watching it.
Exactly.
Eight
Yeah.
episodes, and it's for hours. Even if this was a full week, I think this is still definitely something we would recommend and
Yeah,
watch because
I'm a
it's a fun
couple in.
show.
Yeah, I'm a
It's
couple
a
in,
fun show.
and like I said, it's entertaining. Yeah, I can put it in.
Mhm.
I can do other stuff as I'm
The
watching.
roommates are funny. He can't
Yeah,
tell him what he's doing because he works CIA and one works Treasury and one works
yeah,
at a law
exactly.
firm.
It's like I
So
said, it's just very light for these kind of shows.
yeah,
It's much lighter than
the
we've seen these kind of thrillers.
yeah, the main
Um,
handler, the guy who's tracking down. Actually, we've seen him, and I can't remember his name. He's an Asian action
I,
actor.
mm,
He was in a Wu Warriors. No, was it Wu Warriors? No.
Who
Yeah,
Assassins?
Wu Assassins. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, right. He was the brother, uncle of the
Yeah,
Wu Assassins, and they
yeah.
killed him
I
off.
see him a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, we see him on a lot of shows, so he's got some chops. And but yeah, it's great. It's a fun show,
Yeah,
man.
it's a
Check it
good,
out.
it's a entertaining, it's a fun show. Exactly what it's a fun show, right? And it kind of reminded me of the same vibe as the Lincoln Lawyer, right? What wasn't like super deep, but it was
Mm-hmm.
a good, fun, entertaining show with a good central
Yeah,
character, right? Now,
yeah, yeah.
when you got a good character, you like it makes your show so much tolerable.
Yeah,
Going back to
you don't have to go in depth. It doesn't have to be the best things in sliced
right,
bread. It gets really good. You
exactly,
care
yeah,
and you're entertained, and that's
and then, yeah,
that should be the goal, right?
yeah,
Then we can talk
exactly,
about
yeah,
what's
yeah,
great
this,
and
yeah,
what's good,
agree.
and cut those lines. But if you're entertained in the show, then I would say yes, definitely watch
Yeah,
it.
if you're expecting something deep, but this is not it. But again, this show
Yeah.
doesn't try for that. It gives you exactly what it's going for. Just
Hmm.
light, fun, entertaining. There you go. And I like this guy. He's pretty good. He's got some good screen
It's got
presence.
some
I
action.
like him.
Yeah, it's got some
Yeah,
good action, some
yeah,
shootouts, and some
yeah.
chasing, and it's got a little bit of everything. So,
Yeah, and I saw some that they give you a trailer at the end of the first episode, so you can see things that looks like it's
yeah,
picking up.
everything's gonna transpire. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
so it
is.
looks good. Like I said, so I'm for it. It's a recommend. No doubt about it. Just don't expect something incredible, but it's a good, fun show to watch.
Mhm.
So that's this week, man. Not a great week, to be honest with you, but this week got one thing in there that I kind of really enjoyed.
Mhm.
But next week, like I said, we're doing 2 weeks worth of shows. Yeah, we'll give you on movies and all that. It's not a big week next week, but with
No, the
holidays,
next
I get it.
this is a week a short week. Well, both are very light week because it's holiday week, right? This is holiday time.
No, right. But there's a lot of stuff coming up. The New Year's week is
There's
a
some good stuff. There's some good stuff this week. I
yeah.
mean,
The week
yeah.
leading to New Year's is much bigger than the week into
Mm-hmm.
Christmas. So let's get to it because there's also some good things here that I'm looking forward to. On the 21st, I think it's Wednesday, is Jack Ryan. Of course, season
Season
3, Tom
three,
Clancy,
yes.
yeah, Jim from
John
The Office,
Krasinski.
Krasinski.
Mm-hmm.
Cool show. That's a good three. This is one. Well, it's probably a little bit. No, this is better than Recruit, but it's in the same vein. Right? It's very entertaining. It's not as deep. It's deeper.
Well,
Uh,
this one is more heavy into the action,
into the
right?
espionage
Yeah.
aspect of it more
Yes.
deep. So, but like
Yeah.
I said, different kind of show, but in the same vein. But cool show, great central character. This is a fun
Mm-hmm.
show to watch. I put this on there because my girlfriend, she likes the show, so I assume there's fans out there. I am one of them. And the same day, Emily in Paris, season 3. Enough said about
Oh.
that. The 23rd on Friday, this one I'm excited about. Good things I keep hearing about. That's Glass Onion, the Knives Out sequel. Comes Ryan
Mm-hmm.
Johnson, Daniel Craig reprising his role. This looks really good. I almost got a chance to see. I didn't get to watch in the theaters when it was out for like a week or two. This looks very, very good. The Christmas Day is actually even
Mm-hmm.
until the next week already. So the next week is Christmas Day. Technically next week, Sunday. Little Christmas gift to all the Witcher fans. Get your coins ready. You got blood
Toss a
oranges.
coin to the Witcher.
Yeah, that's right. Who's actually said that? What's his face is in the show. Um,
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah,
yeah, there's
Barb. Yeah,
in the
yeah,
trailer
Barb.
have
Yeah.
that he shows up. I don't know how, but whatever. Michelle Yeoh, who's awesome. She's in my favorite movie this year. I think Every All at Once. She's like the main
You know,
character.
I finally saw the movie actually, and that was hilarious,
That
dude. I
movie's
mean,
awesome. I loved that movie.
the whole Ratatouille.
That was fantastic. I don't want to spoil it. We say Ratatouille, leave it at that.
Yeah,
But that was
that's
great.
all you have to say. Ratatouille. I like
That's
that.
seeing short round back.
They take every liberty with looking at alternate universes, multiverses, and they throw it against the wall, and you see it. And
Yeah,
so yeah.
and I said it back then in my review, and I in Nurse Bling, I talked about it months ago, so back in March.
Mhm.
They did the multiverse way better than Marvel has. Ultimately, at the end of the day, as far as what they give you and the concept behind how they treat the multiverse, very cool. I love that film. But if you haven't seen it, go check it out. You can download it. It's on streaming. But yeah,
Mhm.
Blood Origins, so that looks really cool. On the 26th, we got Daredevil, Charlie Cox.
Oh, I was like,
Treat.
what?
Yeah, well, Charlie Cox. I know Charlie Cox, same guy. Treason, another
Wow.
thriller on Netflix on the 26th. The early releases, it's probably because of the holidays, I guess. It's kind of weird that they
Yes,
drop shows
probably.
on
Hmm.
Christmas and the next day. But yeah, I like Charlie Cox and Kin, another good show on AMC Plus, which he's really good
Hmm.
in.
Hmm.
Good
Yeah.
shows like a limited series. a little political espionage thriller, kind of, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks good. Looks good. Rise of
I'm watching because of Charlie Cox. I'm a fan of Charlie Cox. So
Oh no,
if
yes,
you're
I'm
a fan
saying
of
yeah, yeah,
Daredevil
yeah.
and his physicality and his method way of acting, then you might enjoy it. Hopefully, I enjoy
Yeah, I
it.
like him, so it looks interesting. The Rise of Empires Ottoman season two.
That's a docudrama.
Docudrama that's coming out on the 29th, so it's
Yeah.
nice and spread out.
Mhm.
Um, Island. I couldn't find it. I couldn't find an English
Prime.
poster, so I had the Korean one on
Oh, okay.
Amazon Plus. Amazon's trying to get more Korean stuff for obvious reasons
hmm
because it's a big
K
market for.
dramas, K
Yeah,
action.
big market. Just ask Netflix about that.
Mm-hmm.
This looks interesting. It's like a fantasy kind of a show. It's based off some kind of anime or anime tune, whatever. Um, People fighting evil, magic, all that good stuff. I like Korean stuff, so I'm
Let's
down
do
for
it.
this. It's
Mm-hmm.
hard to see. It's odd to see that something like on Amazon Prime, but whatever. So that looks good. And I didn't want to leave Netflix out of the Korean market here. So one called The Glory comes out on the 30th on the same day. So competing Korean shows. This one is I just read the premise: a young girl who gets abused in high school and she's taking her revenge out. I heard that and I thought of Old Boy, the greatest revenge movie ever made, the Korean version. Please don't even
Yes.
start with the bastardization of the English version. But I had that kind of same ring because I had something with high school as well, revenge. So that looks interesting. I'm gonna check that one out. And this one, I'm
Yeah,
excited. This one, man.
I'm not
Oh,
because I mean, the Netflix for the next 7 weeks have a ton of international shows
they
and
do. Yeah.
movies. But none of them. I read some of them, and none of them really appealed to me. I
This
saw
is the
The
last.
Island. The Island was one that appealed to me, so I was like, okay, I'll watch this because it's Prime. It's different because Prime is usually have well, I take it back.
Yeah, and we like the fantasy
They have
stuff.
international shows. We talked about this with the Brazilian one, the
Yeah.
Presidente Game of Corruption, which was hilarious, and that was really good. But they don't have usually more Asian international shows. So this is their first one that I've seen. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I want to, okay, I'm going to check this out and see if it's worthy.
Yeah, that one, they both look. I mean, I'm gonna take both of them out. What the hell?
Mm-hmm.
It's a light weekend. I got some time off. This last one here is I'm very kind of excited about. It's actually part of the third week, but we'll mention it anyway. 'Cause it's on actually New Year's Day, so we won't be able to talk about it that day because the show would just have dropped. But that's Kaleidoscope. Um, Come on, bro, Kaleidoscope. You got uh, Giancarlo Esposito, of course, Breaking Bad, Gus, Season the Boys. I love that guy. He has his team of bandits, and this is a heist film. So some bitch.
But
I'm
the unique twist, yeah, you saw that you're in. The unique twist is, or they claim that you don't have to watch this in any particular order.
Oh, correct. Yes, yes.
This
Yo,
you
good
can
point.
watch
I forgot about
you
that.
can
Yeah.
watch this in any order, and you'll still get understand the story and what they're trying to
Which is
tell. Which
very interesting. I don't know if I
yes,
want to
how
test
do
that
you do
theory or
that?
not.
Yeah, how do you do that? But if you don't watch sequential, have some order, and maybe I don't know if they're and so you treat this as a glorified tied together anthology somehow, and all these characters tied together, and you get different perspectives of an event, or what? I just don't have no idea.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I forgot about that. Yeah, I'm fascinated. I watch it forwards. I'll watch it mixed. I'm just gonna just to see
Okay.
what could each our experiences with the shows. I mean, this is one we probably could go watch and talk about the week after we have time to watch the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm kind of curious. I'll watch it, out of order, see if it's true, and if I get lost or something, or if I feel I'm getting lost, I'll go back to the beginning. But I'm curious to see how that strategy works. That's fascinating. But yeah, it looks really cool. I'm excited to see that one. So, but yeah, so a lot of stuff in that, a lot of stuff that's mixed in for holidays. There we are, Chewy, as far as what came out,
Yeah,
what's coming.
I
Go
will
ahead.
mention this week, sorry. There's a three-part Lego Masters wrapped up last week, right? The crowd winner, yeah. But there's a three-part celebrity Lego Christmas special for this, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week. So I don't care. I'm a fan of
I
Legos. There's
know.
lots of fans of Legos. They don't make
I
theme parks
get
of
it.
Lego because no one's watching, so I don't want to hear it.
Fair enough. If this, I
And
mentioned
this is
Emily in
with
Paris, so it's all free game at this point.
yeah, you mentioned
Um,
at least I'm watching Lego, so I don't want to hear it. It's a
Fine.
great fun show. It's a Christmas special. Check it out. 3 days this week on
No.
Fox.
I get us guys fans. I get that. So there's a lot of stuff in here we'll check out. That being said, everyone
Oh,
enjoy
you
the
know what?
Christmas.
I
Oh, go
did.
ahead.
My apologies. I did watch the Who Killed Santa, the Will Arnett
Did you?
Murderville.
I couldn't do it.
I did just to see if it was any funnier. It was funnier than the series, to be honest with you. It had Jason Bateman, Maya Rudolph, Pete Davidson, a little cameo from the greats. Oh God, his name is the football player, Marshawn Lynch. A
Oh
little
no way!
cameo at the
Oh,
beginning. Yeah.
well, you
So
may have sold me because he was the best guy in that show. Early this year. So maybe okay. It's only one episode. I may catch it. I kind of
yeah.
wanted to see it. I didn't. I
I,
might go
I
back and
mean,
catch it though.
Jason Bateman really dives into the improv of this, and there's some scenes that are just hilarious, and he runs with it, and I think he has the chops out of from Ozark and through his
No,
history
I love
to
this
pull
guy.
it
Yeah.
off, right? So he's probably the best part of the show because he is literally coming at this blind, and they interviewed beforehand, and he does a great job kind of running with the punches and the stuff they make him.
Okay.
It's pretty funny though.
I want to check it out.
Like, I mean, I was playing this one scene where he literally has to act like a captain. So
Okay.
he's on all fours. He's drinking his milk. Chris is on all.
I'm trying to picture. I'm like, damn. I probably would check. That's only because of one
Yeah.
episode. I'm actually,
Yeah,
but
it's
just
just
I
one
said I may
episode.
check it
Like
out
it's like
because of it.
40, 45 minutes. I think it's just one episode, but
Right, right. So I may just give it a shot. There's
yeah.
time for that this week and next week. So, but that being said, lots to get into, guys. Have a very good Christmas. Hope y'all get what you want. Go Argentina hoy. We are doing a New Year's
Le Blues.
show, New Year's Day show, because we're old and we just don't rock it out like that anymore. So we'll be fine on New Year's morning. But that being said, we appreciate it. Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy holidays, whatever it's supposed to say this time of year. I don't even know anymore. And subscribe, like. We appreciate it. See you guys in a couple weeks.
Peace.